Hello everyone. Welcome to another video in our IGCSE Mathematics tutorial series. Today we'll be discussing time and money, as well as another topic further on, rates. First, we'll talk about calculating with time. Firstly, there are two types of clock that you need to be aware of. The 12-hour clock goes from 1 to 12 and makes use of AM and PM to differentiate between the first and second halves of the day. Keep in mind that 12 AM is midnight and 12 PM is noon. So 12:05 AM is 5 minutes after midnight, 12:05 PM is 5 minutes after noon. The 24-hour clock keeps going after it reaches noon, where 1 PM is now 1300, 2 PM is 1400, and so on. To calculate with time, first make sure to convert the given time to the 24-hour clock if it isn't already, if it's a 12-hour clock format. And then you will add or subtract the hours to each other and the minutes to each other, taking care to add on an extra hour if the minutes exceed 60. For example, if you are if you're calculating the difference between, let's say, 1:30 p.m. and 11 a.m., so we do 1300, 13 and 00 minus 11 and 30. First we do the minutes, we do 00 minus 30, would give us another 13, then we'd subtract a 1 from the 13 in the hour section, which would give us 12. Then we do 12 minus 11, which gives us 1, and our result is 1 hour 30 minutes. The process is the same for calculating with minutes and seconds. Make sure to convert the resulting time back to the 12-hour clock format if that was what was initially provided in the question. There are other questions you'll get when calculating time. These include, for example, calculating with just a duration of time. It doesn't have to be a time of day, like we just did in the example. Now we'll talk about calculating with money and currency conversions. Most questions involving money will be related to interest and percentages, which we've discussed in our previous videos. But you will also be asked to convert between currencies. For example, convert $45 from dollars to pounds, given an exchange rate of $1.5 for each pound. We will use what we learned in ratios to solve this problem. We'll take 1 over 1.5, 1 pound to each $1.5, equals x over 45. X amount of pounds, the number we want, divided by $45. And we can then move the 45 to the other side and multiply 1 over 1.5 by 45 to get 45 over 1.5. That is our answer, which gives us 30 pounds. Now we'll move on to the last topic of the first chapter, rates. First, we'll talk about working with measures of rate. Measures of rate are straightforward to work with. Questions will include flow rates of liquids, for example water or oil or fuel, the hourly rates of pay, or speed. Most of the time questions will be easy to understand and you will be able to deduce what calculation is required. For example, to find the total amount of time taken for a water tank to empty out, given the flow of water and the capacity of the tank, you simply divide the capacity by the flow of water to find the answer. You might have to answer questions involving measurements like pressure, density, and population density, where you have to calculate those measurements first, but the formulas for those will always be provided in the question to aid you. Lastly, we'll talk about working with average speed. Knowledge of the speed, distance, and time formula is mandatory. Speed equals distance over time. You will use this in this chapter and in other chapters going forward. This is a very important concept that you will be asked about. You can be asked to find any of the three values in the formula, speed, distance, and time, and you're expected to be able to solve for that value given any of the other two values. We will also explore speed in the coming chapters as we discuss graphs and other topics. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment any feedback as well as any questions you may have, and check out our channel for more tutorials.